Kenya taifa letu tukufu, Kenya tunayoipenda, Kenya nchi tunayoipenda.
In 1964, after self-government, the country embarked on 7-4-2-3 education system. That's where learners were able to go through primary education for 7 years. They did an exam called CPE. And after CPE, they went to secondary school where they studied for 4 years in the lower secondary, and then 2 years in the upper secondary. After 2 years in the upper secondary, known as the A-level system, they went to the university for 3 years. And from 3 years, after the 3 years in the university, they were absorbed in the job market. And there was emphasis at that time that education was for manpower development. And therefore, any learner who exited at any level, whether it was at Standard 7, Form 4, Form 6, university, they all fitted in the job market. And that's how education had been from 1964. Come 1985, that was now the time when now the 7-4-2-3 system was now getting replaced by the 8-4-4 education system, whereby now we changed from now that where we looked at education for manpower development, we now came in with the 8-4-4 education system, which was aimed at ensuring that the learners stay 8 years in primary, 4 years in secondary, and then 4 years at the university. Come 2017, CBC comes in, a competency-based curriculum, which now comes in to address the technological needs of the country. Because the 8-4-4 education system, which was for manpower development, had been skewed towards realizing technological development. But now, through the impact of knowledge to the learners in this country, technological development was not going to be realized with the 8-4-4 education system. And that's what brought in CBC, which we are now moving with. Now with the CBC, we find that we have now the 6 years for the primary, whereby after 6 years, the kids graduate into the lower secondary or the junior secondary school, where they now do grade 7, grade 8, and grade 9. And after grade 9, the learners will be able to join senior secondary school. At the senior secondary school, the learners will have acquired skills that will make them fit in the technological market that the country requires. We have those ones who will become masons, we have those ones who will become tailors, we have those ones who will become carpenters, we have those ones who will become artisans of different trades, and we have those ones who will have acquired certain skills that will enable them to go direct to the university. There have been great achievements in the education system. I remember very well when Kenya attained its self-government in 1964. That's the time when I joined nursery school at Aga Khan Primary School in Kisumu. And I'm proud to be amongst the first Africans to learn with the other colored, the white man. Those ones who had said that the African cannot sit in the same class. And then when we took off that education, because I went through it, we found that there was fees being charged at every level. And there was an increasing level. Every year there were changes. As they changed the budget, fees kept on increasing. And by the time when Kibaki came in power, and that's Kibaki and Raila as the prime minister, that's now when great changes in education now took place, because there were very many dropout ratio. There was a very large dropout ratio. In fact, had Kibaki not taken over leadership of this country, we would have had very many children not going to school. Therefore, one major change in the education system was free basic education for our learners in primary. And then in secondary, when they brought in the government capitation to waiver of fees for the parents in secondary school. And that one is the great step ahead in the running of education in this country.
In 1960s, ungesikia for example, tukichaguliwa kama viti za bunge, hata mawaziri wangechaguliwa kwa wale watu wamechaguliwa na watu. Lakini saa hizi watu wameleta wakilishi mbalimbali ambayo wengine unachanganya. Kitambo ilikuwa ni watu wanachaguliwa direct kutoka kwa ground kule constituencies, wakikuja pale rais ambaye amechaguliwa na form serikali na ana form na mawaziri hapo hapo. Kuna vitengo mbalimbali, unakuta wakilishi wa vijana unatakikana, unasikia wa disability inaitwa PWD, ambapo unakuta kila mtu ana msisukumo mbalimbali. Hapo tulikuwa na wakati wa chama moja. Chama moja means serikali ilikuwa ni serikali moja, hata hatukukuwa na opposition hata kwa bunge. So wabunge wale walikuwa pale, alikuwa akiweka bill kwa parliament, ikipita implementation ilikuwa ni rahisi, na ungeona hakuna kurudi nyuma. Kama kitu imepitishwa kwenda kufanyika, ilikuwa inafanyika, isipokuwa wakati ule mahitaji haikuwa mingi. Lakini wakati huu wa vyama mingi, unaweza fanya kitu saa hizi kama serikali, mtu mwingine anatokea anaenda kupinga.
Kitambo wamama tulikuwa tumefungiwa, hatukuwa tunashika kitu chochote. Saa hii ile uhuru ilikuja, sasa tunaweza kufanya kitu pamoja na wanaume. Tunaweza kuingia kwa maofisi, tunaweza kupewa ulinzi, tunaweza kusimama mbele ya watu. Hata kwa pulpit tunaweza kusimama. Lakini zamani mwanamke hakuwa anasimama kwa pulpit, kuongea mbele ya wazee, kutembea na wazee. Lakini saa hii tunatembea na kila mtu. Kitambo wanawake hawakuwa wanapata kitambulisho. Mwanaume ndio alikuanga wa kitambulisho. Kwa sababu gani? Mwanaume anatoka, ataenda nje. Mashaki kimpatia huko, hiyo kitambulisho inasema mahali anatoka. Na sisi wanawake hatukuwa tunatembea tuende nchi za mbali ama tufanye kitu kubwa kushinda hawa zamani. Lakini saa hivi ile tulipata ukombozi, ndio nasema tumeruhusiwa kutembea, tumeruhusiwa kupata kitambulisho. By the way, mimi nilipata kitambulisho ya kwanza 1979. Mabadiliko yenye tuko nao saa hii, wanawake wametupeleka mbele. Wako na maendeleo, hata wameleta maendeleo ya kukaa pamoja. Tunafanya vikundi, tumefanya merry-go-round, ndio unaona wamama wengi wako na maploti. Hata siku hizi tukue na president mwanamke, tunataka tuoneko na mwanamke atatupeleka namna gani, kwa sababu tumeongozwa na wanaume, tumeona uzuri wao, tumeona upaya wao. So tunataka vile sasa wameanza kuingia kwa uongozi, tupate kwa president mwanamke, na sisi wanawake tujivunie.
Oh, the media industry in Kenya has been a miracle of sorts. When I joined the media industry, we didn't have any advantage of the current technology. The typewriter was actually our computer. Everything had to be on the typewriter. It was typing. It was a question of folios, a question of ink, a question of glue, a question of cutting and pasting, a question of bromides, a question of everything was very manual. Producing a paper on deadlines, it was a miracle of sorts. But now, powered by technology, it's a world of computer, it's a world of mobile phone, the question of sending stories to the nation center, whether from Western or Rift Valley, through booths. It was all booths. You had to book through the post office. You are at the mercy of the telephone operator, how long she will take to connect you to Nairobi, to to transmit your story. It was just at the mercy. Sometimes you start reading your story to Nation Center or Kenya Times, and everything gets disconnected. You'll have to wait. Kenya has made tremendous strides. From the time we had 2 newspapers roaring the landscape, and only the Kenya Broadcasting Corporation, which was actually the VOK, that was roaring the waves all that time. And media training was, anybody who did broadcasting was looking at KBC, nowhere else. Yeah. Whether you had to join, you train as a technician, or you train for radio and the TV. So there was no thinking of any other until the turn of the century, from 1990 to 2000, when the airwaves was liberalized. 1989, KTN came into being, launched by the Kenya Times Media Trust, the first private, really national television. Then from 2000, the airwaves were liberalized, competition came in. Then the choice was, now you can join KBC, you can join the Royal Media, you can join KTN, and the whole world of convergence. The mobile phone, it's a miracle. Now you can have the newspaper on a mobile phone, you can have your KBC on the mobile phone, and now social media coming, the TikToks are also now roaring. This is a miracle of sorts, and that tells you Kenya has gone very far. And now Kenya is in the satellite mood. We are trying now to have our own satellite launched in the skies, and that will again power our media. The growth of the media has also now encouraged universities and colleges to get into the media training. And young men and young women, now they are very enthusiastic. They are enrolling every day and night to join the media industry. And that means our space for expanding democracy powered by the media is at its peak. And now Kenya, there is a lot of democracy. We can say anything. Young men and women can air anything. They can write anything. And they are shaping now politics. Now you can, powered by taking advantage of the media, you know now who to elect and who not to elect. With that reach, the fertility of information from the media. So we have gone very far, and we must celebrate. As we celebrate 60 years, we must also remember to celebrate KBC, that has always been the mother and the father of media. And the Kenya Institute of Mass Communication, we must also celebrate them, the founding trainers. And being a lecturer at Daystar, I'm very proud, because Daystar is when you talk of trainers of media, you can never forget Daystar, and we are doing the best. People have always said, when will we have the right to the obituary of the print media? But I can't see that obituary coming.
I want to wish all Kenyans to enjoy this 60th anniversary, when we are celebrating our independence, 60 years. But I have one message for my dear Kenyans, that as we celebrate this Jamhuri, let us change our attitude in the way we look at life.
Vile vile nawishia Wakenya wote happy Jamhuri Day, na tukae na amani, tuache kufanyia siasa kila kitu ambayo inatokea, tuache kufanya siasa kwa kila kitu. Wacheni tusikize mambo ambayo inatoka kwa viongozi, na tufate ndio tuweze kuwa na maendeleo ya haraka katika community zetu.
Happy Jamhuri Day. Tunashukuru Mungu kwa hiyo siku ile inakuja hivyo. Wakati tulipata uhuru, ikikuja hivyo tunakuanga na furaha, kwa sababu hiyo ndio ilifanya tumekuwa Kenya. Na sisi kama wamama tunajivunia hiyo siku, na tunasema tukuje pamoja, tuandamane pamoja, tulete Kenya yetu iwe Kenya ya kuzaa matunda.
I wish really Kenya, all Kenyans a good Jamhuri Day, and I wish the media all the best, that we must continue getting dedicated, be dedicated to the audience. That's our main motivation, that we must do our best to work with the audience, be very committed, be very factual, be very professional, and give Kenyans what they really want, and make sure that the governments we elect, we partner with them, keep them on toes.
Tushangilie Kenya, taifa letu tukufu. Kenya tunayoipenda, Kenya nchi tunayo